it's good to see you.
What's so good to see about me? You, that's a different proposition. How are you, Ira?
Just fine. Taking care of myself. I couldn't be better.
Look, I'm going to say it. He's out, honey.
Victor?
Your boyfriend's out of jail. They sprung Pappas 3 days ago. Now, don't worry. This fella Carl Horner, he'll handle it. Give him this. I remember good, Irene. I needed favors. You got them from Pappas. Now I'm paying you back.
Thanks, Lou.
You're the nicest girl I ever knew.
Well, I still think it was a dirty trick. I don't have to come over and tell you, McGee, you know. I'm used to donating my time.
Yes, he is, McGee, and you should...
I go out this side door, Mrs. I say...
Oh, no, not that door, Owen.
No, that's the hall side. Don't go.
Good night. Good night, all.
Marlowe Wilcox, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
And now, please stay tuned for the nightly commentary of Lee Jennings. This is KEFA, Los Angeles.
The United Broadcasting Company presents from Hollywood, Lee Jennings.
Hello out there. Lee Jennings here. Item. Watch for the break in the AM papers on that investigation of Senator Philip Albee. Strictly between us, the trail of the scandal leads all the way from Capitol Hill, D.C. to the Chancellery in Berlin. Take my advice, Senator. The next time a Fraulein joins you in a beer garden, make sure you only share your sauerbraten with her and not your country's plans. Item for Mr. W.W. himself. How come, W.W., you missed the exclusive on the Hartley embezzlement episode back there on your coast? I thought the DA was your old BD.
Hi.
There's no news as bad as no news.
Lou Moran told me to come here.
Well, you must be the one then.
No. Beautiful technique, but I don't believe it.
You louse. You walked out on me.
I came back.
I love you.
Sure.
I don't even know who you are.
I'm the guy you're in love with, remember?
I want you to take me home with you.
Okay. Let's go home with me.
You really are a louse, Banyon. You know, when I cry like that, men usually go to pieces. Then give me anything I want.
Here's your wife, Mr. Malloy.
I seem to have lost something here, Mr. Clayton.
She looked like a nice lady, Mr. Banyon.
No, she was not a nice lady. And I'm no bargain either. Let me ask you, Mr. Clayton. Man wants his wife back. Maybe she's not worth having. But he hires me to bring her back, so I do. Only she doesn't want to go back. Now, the question is that right or wrong?
I wouldn't know, Mr. Banyon.
Would you like to say a few words on my behalf? Thank you, and good night, America. What a way to make a living.
Banyon! The lieutenant wants you.
Hello, Miles.
Hello, Lieutenant.
Your tie's undone.
I'm not a cop anymore. I can wear it any way I want.
I'm not gonna carry that grudge.
How long you gonna live?
All right. I gotta make it up to you. You're in a little trouble, my boy. I can help you.
I've had your kind of help, Cordova. Now, what do you want?
I tried. I'm through trying. It's the way the janitor found her.
Who is she?
You tell me.
I don't know.
It's your office. Whose gun?
It's my gun.
Your gun.
Come on, Pete. What do you think I did? Shoot her down in my office and go dancing?
What's she doing here?
I don't know. I told you I never saw the lady.
I believe you.
Yeah.
You convinced me. But I got a boss and a district attorney. And a shifty fellow like you who got kicked off the detective bureau.
I resigned.
It's
You
a
forgot?
small detail.
Yeah. So was that phony rap you...
I didn't...
That's what you tell yourself.
That's what I told you at the time. That I couldn't go any other way. I was a cop. I had my orders. I had a job.
So did I.
You didn't have a wife and kids. I did. Yeah?
This all you got, Lieutenant?
How many you want? Go, stay. It's your office.
Yeah, it's all mine. Makes a nice life. You ought to try it sometime. All right, Doc, what's your considered professional opinion?
Shot through the pump.
Hey. Hey.
Hey. Oh. This is a fine time to be getting home.
Yeah, but it's my home. You got one of your own. Be nice if you went there once in a while.
I let myself in.
Well, you investigators are very good at that sort of thing.
Yeah, what investigator? I'm a cheesy leg man.
You'll do. You have another fight with Ruthie?
Yeah. Yeah. We really went at it good.
When?
Yesterday morning.
You're a beaut, Harry. Have you called her yet?
No. Not yet.
You want me to call her?
No. She'll know where I am.
You been drinking?
Not a drop. See, officer?
Or am I supposed to believe that act? Sugar with China tea.
Listen, Miles, I could use a few bucks.
Who couldn't?
You got something going?
Yeah, a little problem of my own, maybe, with Pete Cordova. Listen, remember a girl named Irene Portola? Helped send up Victor Pappas?
Yeah, so did you. I haven't seen her in years.
I saw her about an hour ago. She was dead on the floor in my office.
How come?
That's all you got to say?
How come she was dead on the floor of your office?
Shot with my gun.
Oh. How come she was dead on the floor?
I don't know yet. Listen, how much time did Pappas get?
5 to 10.
Good behavior?
3.5.
So figure he was an angel. When would he get out?
About the 1st of this month.
Yeah, I guess you'd have a reason to kill Irene Portola.
In your office?
I guess you have a reason to kill me, too. Like you said, I helped send him up.
Yeah, that's a fact. Well, what do you want me to do? Hmm?
Well, for openers, you can go home. That's what you can do. Call you when I need you. Just stay off the sauce. And tell Ruthie I love her.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, indeedy. I want you to know that you have been very, very kind to the hired help. What do you want that thing to do?
I'd be happy if it just went round and round.
Yeah? And then what?
What do you mean, what? Nothing. Yeah.
Banyon?
Yeah, that's right.
This is Victor Pappas. A long time. I bet you forgot about me.
No, as a matter of fact, I've just been thinking about you, Victor.
The old days, huh?
Yeah, the old days.
What do you say we talk about it? I'm here in town at the Beverly Park. Can you come over?
I'll come over. Victor?
If you're good, I kiss it still. Remember me. Do you remember one September afternoon? I stood with you and listened to a wedding tune. And didn't I go with you on...
Item, criminal coddling. Victor Pattis, one-time czar of coastal corruption, because of good behavior, will be eligible for release next week. Oh, what a good boy, Victor. I sent you up, and the Bleeding Hearts let you out.
I'll remember you too, Banyon. I'll remember.
Recall a cottage small upon a hill, where every day we had to pay another bill.
Wow, you hit hard.
Look, Banyon, I came in nice, and I asked you nice. Now, you take another swing at me, I'm gonna get mad at you.
Come on, Sonny, you take things too personally. Sure, sometimes I get emotional.
Yeah. Now, you ready to see the lieutenant?
Sure. Anytime. Gave you a new office, huh, Cordova?
You hit him?
Well, call it self-defense.
Got work to do, Sonny?
Yes, sir.
Then do it.
Yeah, sure, Chief.
Get off of my table.
Sure, Lieutenant.
Big shot.
What are you gonna do? Put me up against the wall and shoot me?
Gotta give a man a break, spits in your eye, no more breaks.
Oh, come on, Pete.
All right, for openers. You knew that woman in your office. You knew Irene Portola, and you knew we used her as a Judas goat to get to Pappas. Now, why did you lie to me?
Well, you were so scary. My memory just dropped out on me.
Then how did you remember to meet Pappas at the Beverly Park?
He called me up.
To tell you how much he appreciated all you did for him.
Yeah, something like that.
That's yours. This is mine. That's mine, and this is mine. Pending an investigation into Irene Portola's death, the department hereby revokes your private investigator's license. And your gun. And your right to carry a concealed weapon. Technically, you're a material witness. Technically, because that's the way I want it. On the bottom line. Now, if I catch you representing a client, I'm gonna lock you up until you're old and gray. If I catch you within even spitting distance of a gun, I'm gonna lock you up. If I catch you trying to leave town, I'm gonna reach out, grab you back, and lock you up. And if I catch you trying to lay a finger on Pappas before we get him, I'm gonna lock you up. Now, maybe you're next on his list, and maybe you're not. I wouldn't know. But you're gonna go out there like a good little decoy. And then we'll all find out. And that's how you're going to make your little contribution to the welfare of our community. You know the way out.
Let's do the town. I'll pick the spots.
You wouldn't kid me you got a gun in there, would you?
No, I wouldn't kid you. But you start fooling around, Banyon. We're both gonna get a big surprise. You know, it's a funny thing. A lot of guys would get sore about a thing like this, you know? But I figured that you're a pro and I'm a pro, so, you know, no hard feelings.
Maybe we can get a room together in school next year.
625. This stands for our program.
Item, Tinseltown on the Pacific. What contract player was paid off and shipped out when the producer's wife discovered her husband rehearsing the starlet at their Arrowhead Loft?
Well, how do you like that?
Well, the wallet is heavier than the heart. Particularly when your wife's papa owns the studio.
The guy's got everything, and he has to play
Love,
around.
honor, and obey. Not, okay, you kid. Until tomorrow, this is Lee Jennings saying good night and good news.
This is KESA.
You know, I've been married 12 years, and I've never needed any starlet. Jennings is right showing that guy up.
That's what we need in this country. More guys like Lee Jennings.
Just pull it right over there, Slick.
Yes, sir.
Leave it right there, mister.
Okay, Mr. Harris.
Let's go. Come on.
I like your hideout.
Here he is, Mr. Jennings.
Glad you can make it, Banyon. Join us.
Nice little service you offer.
I know you're a very busy man, Mr. Jennings, but we almost have a quota for the milk fund this year, and any word from you would certainly put us over the top.
I'd like to do you that favor, Mrs. Fontaine, but Mr. Banyon over there happens to be a very important man in my life, and he's also a very tough guy. And he says that hungry kids ought to pay for their own milk. Isn't that what you say, Banyon?
I say, trouble is you're too nice to people. You got too big a heart.
Well, I think that's the most terrible thing to say.
Yeah. Be a sport, Banyon.
Milk for the kids.
It'll be the first item on my broadcast tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Jennings.
You see, love makes the world go round. You ever listen to my broadcast?
Yeah, tonight. Courtesy of your social secretary.
One of the wonders of the modern age. A delayed broadcast, all for you, Banyon. Miles C. Banyon, world-famous private detective. One of our august representatives up on Capitol Hill, Senator Charles Macklin. Thomas Campbell, my business manager. He thinks he manages me. Frank Miller. I'm going to see that Frank gets that part opposite Carol Lombard over at Paramount. Kid deserves it. And this is, I didn't catch the name.
Sue Haynes, Mr. Jennings.
Rick.
I just ordered it.
I want it now. Wait a minute. How about you, Banyon?
I didn't come here to drink.
Frank, how would you like to dance with, what's her name?
Sue Haynes, Mr. Jennings.
Now, Victor Pappas. I suppose you may have heard that Irene Portola was shot to death last night, and it happened to be in his office. Pappas could have done it himself or had it done. After all, she set him up for the cops right in the bedroom. Now, a man sitting in prison begins to think about these things. Think about you, Banyon. How you gave it all to the police.
I was the police.
Doing your so-called undercover job. But that's not the picture that Pappas got. Hungry cop on the take, personal nightclub escort. You played that part pretty good.
You had a little doozy of your own going on. National radio snoop, flattering a big shot mobster with his personal friendship, hanging on to his hot little hand. Till he chopped it off and blew the whistle on him coast to coast.
Right, that's the way it was. Now, let's say that Pappas did kill Irene. Then we've also got to say, either you or me, maybe we're next. Correct?
Maybe.
everybody, the answer is no. Get out of here. Banyon, if I am on Pappas's list, don't think that doesn't scare me, but this isn't the first time that a lot of folks out there in Radioland would like to see me dead, and I am not about to lock myself up in a bulletproof room. That's where you come in. You're going to find Victor Pappas for me. Diane, say hello to Mr. Banyon. Banyon, meet my wife.
Mr. Banyon?
Mrs. Jennings.
Enjoy yourself?
Thank you, Mr. Jennings. Wife's a marvelous dancer.
Diane, would you care to dance with Mr. Banyon?
If you like.
Want to dance with my wife?
Some other time.
You'll enjoy it. Everybody likes Diane. And Diane likes everybody. Don't you, dear?
Why not? I'm Mrs. Lee Jennings. Everybody's nice to me.
Find Pappas. How do you get paid? By the hour?
No, I get paid by the day. I need the security.
Banyon, you're hired.
Jennings, I quit.
Wait a minute, Slick. Mr. Jennings hasn't said good night.
Good night, Mr. Jennings.
Are you a friend of Mr. Jennings?
Sure, we're like brothers.
Yeah, I figured that when I saw Billy bring you. Well, that Mr. Jennings, he got me this job.
I don't ever want you to forget that either.
I sure won't. Good night.
You mind?
Not if your husband doesn't.
He doesn't. Would you really care if he did?
Any place special?
My home. You're really not afraid of my husband, are you?
Why should I be? I haven't got anything he can take away.
He'll never forgive you, you know. Turning him down like that. Walking out on him in front of everybody.
You just did a little walking out yourself.
Oh, he'll forgive me. I'm what he wanted. Enough to marry me.
And what'd you want?
All that drive and power. A man nobody could stand up to. I learned how. And now there's two of us.
Okay, we're a team. What next?
Home. You can wait for me in there. I'll be right back. Hello.
Hello, Ruth.
Hello, Miles.
Come on, I've got no time for that kind of lovemaking. Let me talk to Harry.
Sorry, no Harry tonight.
What do you mean, no Harry? Didn't he come home this morning?
He seems to have lost the address.
Look, he'll show up. He always does. Tell him I've got a job for him, okay?
Okay, Miles.
Keep smiling, Ruthie.
Friend in trouble?
All my friends are in trouble.
So are you. If it's true about Victor Pappas wanting to kill you.
What about your husband?
If anything happened to Lee, I think I might conceivably learn how to go on living.
Wearing something tasteful in black.
With just a touch of diamonds. Thanks for waiting, Banyon. And thank you for bringing him home.
You're a lovely couple.
But before you leave, let's discuss your friend Harry. And before we talk about Harry, let's discuss your charming little performance in front of my friends.
What about Harry?
You embarrassed me, Banyon. You got out of step and you spoiled the whole parade. Well, the parade is still going on, and I still want Victor Pappas. You're going to find him, and you're going to bring him to me, and I'm going to nail him for the killing of Irene Portola. My audience expects those little entertainments. Now, let's just take up the case of Harry Sprague, a two-bit leg man, a claims chaser, an assistant investigator about town who drinks too much, but who just happens to be your best friend, and who just happens to need every job you can dig up for him because he's got a wife to support. Unless you join the big parade, Banyon, I'm going to devote 2 minutes of my precious airtime to dear old Harry Sprague. And he'll never work for another lawyer, another private investigator, or anybody else in this town. Nobody will touch him. This time I'm telling you, Banyon, you're going to deliver Pappas to me.
Come on, Harry. Harry, come on. Harry, let's go. Let's go home. Come on, home to Ruthie. Let's go. Come on. You all right? Let's go this way. Come on. He's sleeping like a baby.
He always does.
Yeah.
Can I get you a drink?
You wouldn't have a cup of tea around here, would you?
Thank you.
You're gonna make somebody a good wife.
Yeah, somebody. What happens to people?
Other people?
Now, you know what I mean. Harry chasing other people's work all over town. Never his own man. What kind of life is that?
You're looking at it from the wrong side, Ruthie. Harry's an expert. He's nobody's man. He's a pro. He's the best in the business. That's his life.
And mine?
It'll work out.
Was he mumbling about Cordova?
Oh, he knows Cordova's on my neck again. Same old battle. A few years ago, after Pappas got sent up, there was a big political mess. They needed somebody's head to chop off and hang outside City Hall. They picked mine. Cordova and I were partners at that time. He was a good cop. He said what they wanted him to say. I don't know. Maybe he really believed I took a payoff from Pappas. Anyway, I could never pat him on the head and say, it's all right, Pete. So we tangled.
How long are you going to carry that grudge?
That's funny. He asked me the same question last night.
It was a mistake, wasn't it, Miles?
What was?
Harry and me. You knew it all the time. I guess I did too.
He loves you, Ruth.
I wanted you.
You thought.
Miles.
Hey, wait a minute. Look. Things get all mixed up. And pretty soon nobody knows what they want. In the end, you settle for a cup of tea and a night's sleep. Look, tell Strongheart to be in the office in the morning, will you? See you later, Ruthie.
Good morning, Mr. Banyon.
Morning, Mr. Gonzalez. Ride 'em, cowboy. Say, let me ask you something, Mr. Gonzalez. The other night when that girl was killed up in my office, did you happen to see anybody come in or go out?
I told the lieutenant when I was leaving. I saw that yellow sedan parked out in the street.
A yellow sedan parked out in the street. That's what you saw, huh? And you told Lieutenant Cordova all about that?
Sure.
Well, he's a peach, that lieutenant.
Hey, sweetheart.
Why, Mr. Banyon.
This, my lovely Miss Revere, is for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Banyon.
Rose to match your lips. Tomorrow I'll bring a turquoise for your eyes.
That's malarkey, young man, but thanks just the same.
Malarkey to you, passion to me.
Oh, Mr. Banyon, sometimes you worry me. This fixation for a woman of my age.
Heaven knows I've struggled against it.
Cold showers, maybe?
I must have you.
Or a psychiatrist?
Nothing but you, babe. Listen. Forget those dumb typewriter peckers. There's a ship sailing for Havana. We can make it if we
Mr.
try.
Banyon, I've got a new secretary for you.
She's got to be head of the class.
You've got her for 2 days. Linda Hayden from Kansas.
Sorry about that.
Why?
I didn't vote for Landon. We'll meet again tomorrow.
Oh, may I help you, sir?
I hope so.
I beg your pardon?
That's my name on the door.
Oh, Mr. Banyon!
Relax, Linda. Listen, Miss Revere tell you the deal?
Oh, yes, and it's a marvelous opportunity.
Please, no thanks.
Oh, by the way, there's a gentleman in there to see you.
Like a real pro.
What a marvelous opportunity, Mr. Banyon.
Listen, those kids from Peggy's school get great experience. And I don't have to look at the same face out there till it becomes wallpaper.
Yeah, you don't have to pay him either. Sign this.
For what?
1 pound of butter, a loaf of bread, 2 cans of peas, small size, pound of bacon. Ruthie's grocery list. My advance.
You know what's wrong with you, Harry?
What?
I need you.
I love you, too.
The old days, Victor Pappas had a bodyguard.
Yeah, Willie Douglas.
Better known as a soldier.
Dig him up.
One other thing, Harry. Get me a gun.
Right.
Your mail, Mr. Banyon. took the liberty of opening it.
That's not a liberty, Linda. That's a duty.
Mrs. Jennings phoned and asked if you could come up to her beach house this morning.
Not interested. I played that game last night.
She called twice.
Still not interested.
As a matter of fact, she called 3 times.
Come on. Good. Miles! You got my message.
What message? I don't pay any attention to messages.
Mr. Banyon, I know you're a very tough man, but on a day like this, taking my own mood into consideration, would you give some thought to managing just a small smile?
Okay. I'm not so tough now, but you should see me on a rainy day.
Hey, Daddy! I'm cold. Let's go in. I like it here. I like being alone. That's not an invitation for you to leave.
Who's that?
His name is David.
And, what's a David?
A young man who works as a lifeguard in the summer, delivers ice in the winter, and presumes on people's friendships in the spring. I'm sorry about last night. Bringing you home was something my husband wanted me to do, and, although we have an unusual relationship, I do things for him.
That was not worth 3 phone calls.
The phone calls were to make it up to you. I don't think my husband told you that he saw Victor Pappas a few nights ago. Pappas was here, in this room, with Lee. They were arguing about Lee's broadcasts. The ones where he really took off about Pappas getting out of prison.
Then what?
They went at it hot and heavy for about an hour, and then they both left.
Were you here?
I wasn't supposed to be. I was in the bedroom.
But your husband didn't know that.
I'm not like Lee. I enjoy my privacy. Are we even now?
Sure. Now we don't owe each other anything.
Miles, are you sure?
I'm sorry, lady. I don't deliver ice.
Somebody named David work around here?
Yeah, off and on.
Where'll I find him?
You just look, over there.
Hey!
Who took that shot at me?
I don't know.
Who's in the yellow car?
I don't know.
What were you doing down by the road?
I was walking to work.
You're running.
I was late.
What were you doing down by the beach?
Watching.
What?
You.
Why?
I don't like people hanging around there. You stay away from her, you understand? You come around her again, I'll kill you.
Adios, pal. That lady's all yours.
Maybe it's sentimental of me, but I still believe that America's arsenal is not only guns and bullets, but bread and butter that's passed from hand to hand at the family table. And as long as that family sticks together...
You want to see the boss?
America is strong.
I want to see the boss.
Repeat item. Don't forget the Milk Fund. Charity doesn't just begin at home. It begins in the empty tummy of a hungry kid. Until tomorrow, this is Lee Jennings saying good night and good news.
Bingo, that's it. Announcers, stand by. Ready on 12. What's your time?
That's what I call a good show, Mr. Jennings.
What have you got, Banyon?
There's good news tonight.
There better be.
Item for Lee Jennings. You and I have nothing going anymore. I don't mind you lying to 15 million fans, but I take it as a personal insult when my life is on the line.
Hey, get a load of this.
You want me to believe you never seen Pappas? Well, you saw him, you talked to him, and you argued with him. I don't have to tell you where or when. You want Pappas, you do your own legwork. And as far as you making trouble for my friend Harry Sprague, you better get yourself an army of gunsos like Billy Boy. Because one lousy word out of your face and I'm coming after you. End of that item. This one's personal for you, Jennings. Your typical classy material. If all your wife's admirers were lined up end to end, they'd stretch from the Macombo out to your beach house. Try that one on the air.
I'm not interested in old news.
Listen, I spent 2.5 hours on the Jennings family today. According to my rates, that's $6.20.
Show him out.
Come on, Billy, you're a pro. I'm a pro. We ought to be able to talk this out.
Now, that's what I call a really good show, Mr. Banyon.
Oh, Mr. Banyon.
Just for laughs, I'd like to walk into a room where there's nobody asleep.
What?
Look, what are you doing here so late?
Nobody told me I could go home.
You know, you got one whole more day to work out our routine around here.
Can I go home then?
Tell you what, I'll make a special concession in your case and let you go home tonight.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Banyon.
Don't mention it. First thing in the morning, I want you to get my windshield fixed.
Yes, sir. Oh, Mr. Harry Sprague phoned and said to tell you Mr. Willie Douglas. He's in the honor guard at Camp Siegfried. And Mr. Sprague made the arrangements for you two to drive up there tomorrow.
That Harry's really something.
Oh, and that object you asked him to get hold of? He said he made the arrangements, and Mr. Eddie Dolan will take care of it. What's the object?
You know where you read the personal ads in the newspaper and it says object matrimony?
Yeah?
That's the object.
All right, folks. folks, we call this an auction, and that's exactly what it's going to be. But just to sharpen your interest, Eddie Dolan, that's me, is going to give away these 5 packages of fine Swedish needles. And I'm going to give them to the first 5 of you gentlemen who will step up here and take them out of my hand. There you are, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't be disappointed, sir. Eddie Dolan has a gift for you, too. A guaranteed fountain pen. And now, what have we here? And now, gentlemen, the finest blend of cigars direct from Havana, Cuba. Again, I am prohibited from mentioning the brand name, but I can tell you these cigars sell in any tobacco shop for 25 cents a piece or $7.25 per box. What am I bid?
$1.
Do I hear any more?
I'll take one of those for $1.25.
Going, gone. Eddie Dolan, you're taking a bath. All right, folks, we call this an auction, and that's exactly what it's going to be. And now, what have we here? What am I bid for this set of genuine, pure, 14-karat gold-plated pen and mechanical pencil set? Manufactured to sell at $3.95 per copy. Due to the limited supply, I can only allow 3 per customer. I see an anxious gentleman over there with his hand ready to bid. $1. The bid is $1. Do I hear $1.25? I don't. But I do hear $1.15 from the little lady over here. Going, gone. $1.15 per set.
Harry. I'm not keeping you awake, am I?
Yeah.
Listen, while you're up, make a note about that phonograph record in Pappas's hotel suite, will you? Maybe you can dig it up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, I got a question. When you and Ruth are gonna stop gnawing at each other?
I don't know. When I figure it out, I guess.
Figure what out?
Why I married her.
You were in love with her, pal.
So were you, pal.
Me? I love everybody.
Hey, Miles.
Yeah?
Why did you marry her?
Listen, I get married, I've got to give up my erector set. Hey.
Sig Heil.
Yeah?
We want to see Willie Douglas.
What's your name?
Miles Banyon.
Okay. Get out. Walk across the bridge to the leader's headquarters. Corporal Douglas is on duty. What's your name?
He's with me. He's all right.
What's your name?
Cone. Harry Sprague.
Okay, wise guy.
You're a scream, Harry. The guy's a crackpot. They're all crackpots.
Yeah, that's what they said in Austria.
Well, in America, Banyon says, let's do the work and get out of here.
Jawohl. Hi, old Willie.
That stuff just for the boss. How are you, Banyon?
What do you say, Willie?
No complaints. I'm working. The local Fuhrer is afraid somebody's gonna blow his head off, so I'm soldiering him.
Listen, don't let us disturb your lunch.
Don't worry. Anybody want a pig's knuckle?
Mind if I get out of here?
Go on.
Keep the flag flying, Willie.
What's the matter with him?
You, used to be pretty close to Victor Pappas, Willie.
You can't guard him unless you're with him.
Seen him lately, Willie?
No. Why should I see him?
Seen your lawyer lately, Willie?
Why should I see him?
You're on probation, pal. You're not supposed to be carrying a gun. You gotta be so careful. Cops find out you're back up the river 5 to 10.
And how are we gonna keep him from finding out?
Tell me about Victor Pappas.
Okay. I saw him a couple of days ago over in Pasadena. Lincoln Drive, 103.
Lincoln Drive, 103. Attaboy, Willie.
Banyon. Forget where you got it, okay?
You know me, Willie.
Start the car and let's get out of here.
What's up?
Just start the car and let's get out of here.
Where's the key?
Uh-huh.
Give me the keys.
What keys are those?
Just give me the keys, will you?
The Cohen's keys. Now let him come and get them.
They're my keys.
The Cohen's keys.
I'll tell you want to know the truth? They're his keys.
This may come as a surprise to you, Banyon. We still have laws in this country. Little items like rules against assault. Look at me! Even you and your hoodlum friend can't go around beating up on a bunch of Nazis.
Listen, Lieutenant. Like I told you, I wasn't there. My hoodlum friend Harry Sprague wasn't there. We didn't beat up on anybody. Somebody must be lying to you.
Bull.
Harry tell you any different?
I kicked Harry out of here.
So why don't you kick me out?
What were you doing out there?
Doing where?
What did the soldier tell you?
What soldier?
You went out there to talk to the soldier about Pappas.
Look, Cordova, you took away my license and my gun permit. So who am I to go around asking anybody about anything?
Well, it's a good thing you didn't start throwing those punches. Brown shirts want to swear out a warrant against the guys who did. I'm going to get out of here, boys. I'd like it. Yeah, Cordova. When? Banyon. Do you know a Diane Jennings?
Yeah, why?
She's dead.
I could see that the first shot almost hit Mr. Jennings, and he pushed the lady aside, then he dropped down. But the second shot hit her, and then he kind of crawled on top of her, like he was protecting her with his own body.
You just tell the lieutenant what you saw, ma'am.
Jennings? What happened?
I have to work. My broadcaster.
I'm sorry.
Eddie Cantor was so funny. I had just come out of the broadcasting, watching him, you see. And then I saw Mr. Jennings and that poor lady get out of that car. And then those terrible shots.
How many shots were there, ma'am?
2 of them, I'm sure. My word, I tell you, I was so frightened, my heart started to pound, I thought I was going to faint.
Do you have any idea where the shots came from?
I'm not sure, but I glanced toward the corner there. A car was passing by.
What color was the car, ma'am?
Yellow. I'm sure of that. Yellow.
All right, well, thank you very much, ma'am. Sonny, would you take this lady downtown, drive her down, take her straight?
Sure, Chief.
Thank you.
Come along with me.
Maybe, maybe we can work something out. How much?
Hello? 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 Oh. Oh, hello, Mr. Banyon.
Linda, I want you to know I've had a very discouraging day.
Oh, Mr. Sprague stopped by with that record that you ordered. It's on your desk, Mr. Banyon.
Is that why you're still here?
Oh, no. Lieutenant Cordova called 3 times, and he instructed me to personally tell you that it was very important that you get in touch with him.
He instructed you, eh? Well, it so happens that Lieutenant Cordova does not pay your salary.
Neither do you, Mr. Banyon.
I have no interest in talking to Lieutenant Cordova. Ask Cordova if Mrs. Jennings was in the habit of going to the studio with her husband.
Right. Miles C. Banyon, confidential investigation. Oh, yes, Lieutenant. No, sir, he hasn't come in yet, but he did call. Yes, I gave him your message. He told me to ask you if Mrs. Jennings was in the habit of going to the studio with Mr. Jennings. Thank you, Lieutenant. Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure to have him call you.
#1 on my hit parade. What do you have to say about Jenny's wife?
He said that Mrs. Jennings never went to his broadcasts.
Never, huh? Linda, with that last message, your tour of duty is ended. I want you to understand, a lot of girls would have given their eye teeth for the business experience you've had here.
Oh, I didn't do very much, Mr. Bannon.
And modest in the bargain. Well, it's ended. All I ask is a sympathetic smile if we ever pass each other in the street. And you can tell Miss Revere I'm going to recommend a B for your work on this job.
Hasn't anyone ever gotten an A, Mr. Banyon?
Yes. That was an advanced course.
Oh.
As one last official duty, I want you to call Harry Sprague and have him meet me here at the office.
Right. When, Mr. Banyon?
Give me about an hour and a half. I guess I better talk to Cordova.
New York's still waiting for confirmation on Lee Jennings.
Tell him to stand by. We're taking care of it.
Look, you don't have to do this tonight, Mr. Jennings.
New York's standing by to feed a replacement.
I've never had to do anything in my life. My wife is dead. I've got a few things to say.
I'm going out for coffee.
Anything for you, Mr. Jennings?
Mr. Jennings?
Things you want me to, I love to spend each Sunday with you.
Say, that's very interesting.
Do it all day long.
Yeah. Listen, Mr. Jennings sent me down with this.
Oh?
You the one who made the cuts for him the last time?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I did.
They were very good.
Well, thank you.
We dug up some new stuff. We'd like to lay it in on this 78. If you could make a transcription of that for Mr. Jennings.
Anything for Mr. Jennings?
Sure.
Terrible thing about Mrs. Jennings.
Yeah, crime.
September afternoon, I stood with you and listened to a wedding tune. And didn't I go with you on your honeymoon? Remember me. Do you recall a cottage small upon a hill, where every day we had to pay another bill? And if I'm not mistaken, dear, we paid it still. Remember me. Can you see that little...
Item, criminal coddling. Victor Pappas, one-time czar of coastal corruption, because of good behavior, will be eligible for release next week. Oh, what a good boy, Victor. I sent you up, and the Bleeding Hearts let you out.
And I'm the girl you give your good night kisses to. Remember.
I'll remember you too, Banyon. I'll remember.
Me.
I guess it's a night to remember for all of us, Jennings. You remember me, Miles Banyon? I was supposed to die tonight, just as if Pappas and I killed each other in the swimming pool. Well, Pappas is dead, all right. So was Irene Portola. You had them murdered, pal. And all of us were decoys because the one you really wanted to see dead was your own wife. So you hired a gunman and made it look like Victor Pappas was out to nail all of us. And Mrs. Diane Jennings got it by mistake. But no mistake, Mr. Jennings. Considering the lady's habits, she would have been hard for any man to live with. But you're not just any man, pal. You're the great Lee Jennings, the big noise on everybody's radio, America's guardian of morality. You couldn't take the idea of divorcing her, and living with her was worse. So you got yourself a fella to plan out a little massacre. You even used Pappas's old gunsel, Willie Douglas, to send me into that swimming pool. Well, Banyon still lives. Give my regards to Lieutenant Cordova. And tell him to turn off the record. It's all finished.
Hi. It's a rent party, Mr. Banyon, for that nice Mr. Davis on the second floor. Oh, he's been broke for 3 months.
I only wish it was our wedding ball, Miss Revere.
Mr. Banyon, consider the difference in our ages.
The difference is what makes the difference.
You're a disturbed man, Mr. Banyon.
You'll never know, Miss Revere. See anything you like?
In the last 6 months, you have had 21 secretaries.
It's a gift. Come on. Mind if we listen to this?
You got anything else in mind?
It'll wait.
This is KEFA, Los Angeles. Paul Bradley speaking.
And now, please stay tuned for the nightly commentary of Lee Jennings.
Due to circumstances beyond our control, Lee Jennings will not be heard this evening. We bring you now an interlude of organ music.
Is that what you got me up here for?
That's it.
Come on, Miles. It's bank night. Me and Ruthie were going to the movies.
This isn't the movies, Harry. Thanks for saving my life tonight. The fella you shot by the swimming pool, where'd you dig him up?
What are you talking about?
Talking about how Jennings needed somebody to get rid of his wife for him. How somebody laid it all out. Hired the torpedo to do the jobs. Somebody to get me a gun minus a firing pin. Somebody to plant that record in Pappas's hotel room. Get Pappas to call me. Somebody to take me to the Bund camp so I'd wind up dead next to Pappas. Only at the last minute you couldn't let it happen, could you, Harry? So you shot the shooter. Sure, Jennings paid you a lot of money, but why did you do it all, Harry? Was it Ruth?
All you had to do was wink. And she would have left me.
I never winked, Harry.
Enough money and you dead. I figured I could make a go of it with Ruthie again. I got through it all, except that last thing at the swimming pool. What are you going to do, Miles?
I'm not a cop. I'm not even a private investigator anymore.
So long, Harry.
Banyon!
open.
Change your brand of tea?
Yeah.
Ron Gann and Bobby Bonilla slug it out at Shea Stadium when the Braves take on the Mets. Live, 7:35 Eastern tonight on TBS. Now, cartoon jam and jokes are coming your way on Tom and Jerry's Funhouse next.